Hey there, folks. I just wanted to do a quick video just to have a little bit of a chat about the WoW token and obviously the update and the news that live as of today, when the video is recorded, the Bnet balance became available on US servers. And I just wanted to have a little bit of chat because there's obviously a lot of chat in sort of general channels in game, and obviously there's a lot of sort of activity on Twitter and other bits and pieces. And I chatted a little bit in stream as well. Obviously, with the introduction with the Battle.net balance, and for us guys on the U server with the anticipation of the Battle.net balance coming into play, prices on the tokens have pretty much rocketed. I think the US at the time of the recording is up to around 100k, and the EU is matching nearly 200,000 gold, as you can see on the screen there. First and foremost, US and EU has always been around double the price of US, and that is following the trend pretty closely at the moment. Obviously, like I say, US at this time is around 100k, and although it's going to be an issue for a lot of sort of casual players who were currently relying on sort of the WoW token for gameplay, I think prices are probably going to keep rising for the foreseeable. Do you know what I mean? On EU, the Battle.net token, the Battle.net balance, sorry, isn't even live yet. I actually think we're going to hit sort of 250,000 gold before that actually comes into play. But I just wanted to kind of give you a couple of hints and tips, if you like, on how I think you should kind of be trying to be proactive as you can. First and foremost, if you really want gold and you're wanting to buy the token for in-game gold, it might be worth waiting a little bit. I honestly think that prices are going to go up. On the flip side of that, if you are desperate to try and get hold of some game time, and you really, really want game time, then I would be tempted to try and do your very best to buy a token on the auction house as early as you can. On both EU and US servers, however, there has been a few occasions where there's none actually available. I don't need to buy one right now, and I'm just going to wait a little bit, so I don't obviously want to try and test that out. But yeah, a couple of things that I want to mention in terms of the items and the stuff that you're doing. I honestly believe that in general, there will be a rise in prices on a few items. I'm not saying that everything that you own and everything that is currently on the auction house is going to all of a sudden jump up, but it's definitely going to impact personally on certain items, like the sort of in-game mounts that you can get, that you can obviously craft. Vial of the Sands in particular over this past week. Now, this might not be the same for your server, but on my server, Vial of the Sands prices have gone through the roof. Sky Golems are still fairly up in price on my server. I still think they're around 75, 80k. So the prices are going up on things like that. So if you've got the opportunity to sell these sort of items, these are the sort of things that players who previously may have never had a lot of gold before, all of a sudden they can go to the auction house, pick up a WoW token. Well, sorry, not from the auction house, but they can buy a WoW token from the in-game shop, and all of a sudden they'll have enough gold to buy both Sky Golem, Vial of the Sands, even down to the other sort of Panthers for dual crafting, the engineering mounts, items like that. I honestly think that prices are going to go up. Rare items like pets possibly as well. We may see an increase on some of the sort of TCG pets. So things like the Guardian Cub and stuff, prices may rise on there. In terms of US and EU, EU has always been higher prices on the TCG pets anyway, but that's probably going to tie into the fact that our token is obviously a lot more expensive. So if you've got any rare items, do you know what I mean? If you've got anything, not that this is necessarily very useful at the moment, but if you've got any items like Shadow Fangs and any sort of old transmog gear, I've sold a set of Vanguard leg plates. See if there's any on my auction house here. on another server today for 145k. I've got a setup up there for 120. So prices on these rare items, people may kind of think, oh, I've got a lot of gold all of a sudden, or they can get a load of gold by purchasing a token. So maybe use this opportunity to throw some of those bits and pieces onto the auction house and just try your luck. Maybe increase the prices from what you used to if you sell mounts, pets, obviously rare items. Maybe just add a little bit of a premium price on there as well. A lot will depend on what your auction house is doing, and just kind of play it safe for a week or two. Let's see what happens with this token and how it gets on. So, in conclusion, I don't think there's much that we can do to have any real impact on what's going to happen with the token. I honestly think that prices are going to rise. I'm assuming that us guys in the EU are at least going to have to wait a week until the Bnet balance is in. It may come in tomorrow. I'm not sure if there's any news on that. It wasn't out last time I checked. But just see what happens over these next couple of weeks. It's a little bit easy for me to say because I've got a few months of game time that I bought when we were down at 100k on EU servers. But yeah, see what happens. If you guys are in that sort of bracket of you feeling that you're going to be priced out and you don't really have a lot of items to sell, and you're generally sort of one of those guys that like to grind out your token every month, then you may end up having to pay, at least for a little while, sort of an actual proper subscription with real currency, which is not ideal, but essentially it might be the only option, at least for a little while. If you guys were sort of only just making your token value sort of all the time, every from month to month, excuse me, then you may struggle. But if you can, just try and just keep doing your best. See what prices are doing on the markets that you're sort of generally in as well, and just see how you get on, guys. So essentially, a lot of waffle about nothing. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with the EU token. I reckon we'll hit 250k before the Bnet balance is released, if it takes about a week. We've already seen it jump up 30,000 gold already today, and I can't expect that it's going to get any less, because there's going to be a lot of people out there panic buying, going, oh my god, look at the price, I need to get hold of some. So see what you can do. If you can get hold of one, try and get hold of one. If you can't, maybe look to going back to a regular subscription for a little while, and let's see what happens when the Bnet balance finally hits on the U servers. But if you're a gold maker, try and use this opportunity to your advantage. Do the best that you can. Push up your prices a little bit, have them reflect the fact that the token's gone up, and see how you get on. Try and force your competition to do the same. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but on some things you can organically push the price up, especially if it's a rare item. Do so. Make people pay a premium price, especially things like mounts and pets and stuff that are fairly rare, and see how you get on, guys. Rightio. Thank you very much as always. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Catch me on Twitter. Catch me on Twitch. Take care, folks. See ya.